A call to order. A call to order the meeting of the Board of Education today, Tuesday, May 3rd, 2011. Roll call, please, Mrs. McMahon.
Ms. Casey?
Here.
Mr. Charleston?
Here.
Mrs. Charlton?
Here.
Mrs. Hancock?
Here.
Mrs. Lubeck?
Here.
Mr. Price?
Here.
Mrs. Thomas?
Here.
We could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance.
First item on the agenda is approval of minutes. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the April 26, 2011 regular meeting of the Board of Education as presented.
So moved.
Kathy?
Yeah, actually,
Hold on to that for a minute.
I just wanted to have a correction made on page 6 under board reports. The last paragraph where it says Mrs. Charlton made complimentary remarks about the Harlem Wizards joint fundraising event. I would just like it to say Mrs. Charlton and Ms. Casey, because I also made remarks as well, and they were complimentary. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes. Okay, anybody else? Okay, then, as amended then, the chair will accept the motion as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Then the chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the closed session of the Board of Education, April 26, 2011, regular meeting as presented.
So
I would-
moved.
I believe there is something that's left out of the closed session minutes, and there was a request of Mr. Carey to respond to the parent letter, which was in our orange folder during this evening in closed session, and that's not mentioned.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Kevin?
Oh, sure.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Then the motion is to approve amended minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Are there any public comments? First item on the agenda then is the presentation of election results.
Included in your board book is an abstract for the election results conducted on April 5th. And there was a time when boards of education would then have to canvass and approve, but that is now done at the county level, and so we just have to review those. And Ms. McMahon has all the precinct breakdowns if anybody would like to review that as well.
Okay. Then the next item, resolution honoring retiring board members. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the adoption of the resolution honoring the service of Kathy L. Casey and Kathy S. Lubeck as members of the Community Unit School District 201 Board of Education as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Kathy Casey, would you? Resolution honoring Kathy L. Casey. Whereas Kathy Casey has served as a member of the Community Unit School District Board of Education for the period of April 2003 to May 2011. And whereas Kathy Casey has rendered dedicated service to Community Unit School District 201 throughout her tenure on the Board of Education. And whereas Kathy Casey has given unselfishly of her time and abilities to the Board of Education duties and responsibilities. And whereas the students and community have been the beneficiaries of her leadership as a member of the Board of Education. And whereas the board has appreciated her insight, friendship, and commitment. Now therefore be it resolved that Kathy L. Casey shall be honored by the Community Unit School District 201 Board of Education. And we would like to present you with this plaque as well. Kathy Lubeck, please. Resolution honoring Kathy S. Lubeck. Whereas Kathy Lubeck has served as a member of the Community Unit School District 201 Board of Education for the period of April 2003 to May 2011. And whereas Kathy Lubeck has rendered dedicated service to Community Unit School District 201 throughout her tenure on the Board of Education. And whereas Kathy Lubeck has given unselfishly of her time and abilities to the Board of Education duties and responsibilities. And whereas students and community have been the beneficiaries of her leadership as a member of the Board of Education. And whereas the Board of Education has appreciated her insight, friendship, and commitment. Now therefore be it resolved that Kathy S. Lubeck will be honored by the Community Unit School District 201 Board of Education. And we would like to present you with this plaque. Would Kathy like to say a few words? I know Kathy, you said you would like to say a
Yes,
few
I
words.
would. Thank you. I would like to say a few words as I step down from my position as member of the District 201 School Board. While this has been an extremely rewarding experience, it has also been a very challenging role at times. When all is said and done, I take into account people who have supported the work we have done and those who disagreed and criticized our work. I personally feel good about my time and effort and contribution here at District 201. The last decade has endured economic hardships that have not been experienced in at least 60 years, which means many of us have lived most of our lives during better times, financially speaking. But as the economic downturn affected the district and some of us personally more over the last few years than ever, I found the strength to continue my service as a school board member and complete the challenge I accepted because I dedicated myself to one purpose, serving the best interests of our students. It has been an honor and a privilege to work and serve the superintendents, the board members, and staff during my tenure. Thomas Jefferson is quoted as saying, "I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, and philosophy as a cause for withdrawing from a friend. It is my hope that healthy discussion is encouraged and continues. The students will be the benefactors. I want to thank everyone who supported me and gave me encouragement during the last 8 years. I want to thank all of my past colleagues for their dedication and friendship. And I want to thank all of our new board members for their willingness to step forward and continue the work of serving our district to the best of their abilities."
Kathy, did you?
Thank you. I made the decision to run for this office because I wanted to become further involved in my children's schools. I had no agenda or aspirations to change, or some may say fix, anything about Community Unit School District 201, simply to become more involved and be a part of. To my friends and family, especially my husband and our 4 children, you have stood by me, watched, listened, and at times experienced with me the trials and tribulations of this position. So many times this public service became my first priority, while missing many of your personal events, yet you always understood. I am forever grateful for your love and support. To the Community Unit School District 201 staff, who have provided support and always took time to listen to me. I am so grateful for your time and talents provided to all of our students in this district. Thank you for all you do to make this school district a wonderful place. I have been honored to have served on the Community Unit School District 201 Board of Education for 8 years. Thank you to the voters in the community who have supported me over the years. I humbly thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the oath of office for the new board members, and we will do this alphabetically. I,
Gary Armstrong,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Member of Board of Education
Member of Board of Education
of Community Unit School District 201
of Community Unit School District 201
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of
and the
Illinois,
laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I further swear that
I further swear that
I shall respect
I shall respect
taxpayer interests
taxpayers' interest
by serving as a faithful protector
by serving as a faithful protector
of the school district's assets.
of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage and respect
I shall encourage and respect
the free expression of opinion
the free expression of opinion
by my fellow board members
by my fellow board members
and others
and others
who seek a hearing before the board
who seek a hearing before the board,
while respecting
while respecting
the privacy of students and employees.
the privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize
I shall recognize
that a board member
that a board member
has no legal authority
has no legal authority
as an individual
as an individual,
and that decisions can be made
and that decisions can be made
only by a majority vote
only by a majority vote
at a public board meeting.
at a public board meeting.
And I shall abide by majority decisions of the board
I shall abide by majority decisions of the board
while retaining the right
while retaining the right
to seek changes in such decisions
to seek changes in such decisions
through ethical
through ethical
and constructive channels.
and constructive channels.
Welcome to the Board of Education.
Thank you very much.
Mary Kay Camparelli? I
Mary Kay Camparelli,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office of member
of the office of member
of the Board of Education
of the Board of Education
of Community Unit School District 201
of Community Unit School District 201
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I further swear that
I further swear that
I shall respect
I shall respect
taxpayer interests
taxpayer interest
by serving as a faithful protector
by serving as a faithful protector
of the school district's assets.
of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage
I shall encourage
and respect
and respect
the free expression of opinion
the free expression of opinion
by my fellow board members
by my fellow board members
and others
and others
who seek a hearing before the board
who seek a hearing before the board
while respecting the privacy
while respecting the privacy
of students and employees.
of students and employees.
I shall recognize
I shall recognize
that a board member
that a board member
has no legal authority
has no legal authority
as an individual
as an individual,
and that decisions can be made
and that decisions can be made
only by a majority vote
only by a majority vote
at a public board meeting.
at a public board meeting.
And I shall abide by majority decisions
I shall abide by majority decisions
of the board
of the board
while retaining the right
while retaining the right
to seek changes
to seek changes
in such
in
decisions
such decisions
through ethical
through ethical
and constructive channels.
and constructive
Channels. Great. Welcome to the board. Wasn't so long ago. What'd you do before? I, Shannon Hancock,
I, Shannon Hancock,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office of a member
of the office of member
of the Board of Education
of the Board of Education
of Community Unit School District 201
of Community Unit School District 201
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of
the
Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I further swear that
I further swear that
I shall respect
I shall respect
taxpayer interests
taxpayer interests
by serving as a faithful
by serving as a faithful
protector of the school district's assets.
protector of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage
I shall encourage
and respect
and respect
the free expression
the free,
of opinion
the free expression of opinion
by my fellow board members
by my fellow board members
and others
and others
who seek a hearing before the board
who seek a hearing before the board,
while respecting the privacy
while respecting the privacy
of students and employees.
of students and employees.
I shall recognize
I shall recognize
that a board member
that a board member
has no legal authority
has no legal authority
as an individual
as an individual,
and that decisions can be made
and that decisions can be made
only by a majority vote
only by a majority vote
at a public board meeting.
at a public board meeting.
And I shall abide
I shall abide
by majority decisions of the board
by majority decisions of the board
while retaining the right
while retaining the right
to seek changes
to seek changes
in such decisions
in such decisions
through ethical
through ethical
and constructive channels.
and constructive channels.
Get a picture of the three of them. And the last order of business in this portion of the evening is to appoint a president pro tem and secretary pro tem. Are there any nominations?
I move that Marie Charlton be nominated as President Pro Tem.
Any other nominations for president pro tem? Okay, then the chair will entertain a motion to nominate Marie Charlton as president pro tem.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are looking for nominations for a motion to nominate someone for secretary pro tem.
I nominate Diane Thomas.
Any other nominations? Okay, then the chair will entertain a motion to nominate Diane Thomas as secretary pro tem.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then at this point, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. Sendai.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This portion of the meeting is adjourned. We will take a 3-minute break. Everyone could take their seats, please. So we are back in session. As you can see, we've changed seats a little bit. Gonna try something new. Call to order, please, Mrs. McMahon.
Mr. Armstrong,
Here.
Ms. Caparelli,
Here.
Mr. Charleston,
Here.
Mrs. Charlton.
Here.
Mrs. Hancock.
Here.
Mr. Price,
Here.
Mrs. Thomas.
Here.
Are there any public comments? The first order of business is election of officers. And if we can start with nominations, please.
I move that Marie Charlton be nominated as board member, Board of Education President for a 2-year term.
Are there any other nominations?
I respectfully submit Shannon Hancock as president of the board for the next 2 years.
Are there any other nominations? Should we do one at a time? Or ask everybody just to say?
Right, do a roll call on each person's, indicate who they,
Okay, so we're going to take a roll call, and as Mrs. McMahon does the roll call, if you could please state your preference.
Mr. Armstrong,
Marie Charlton.
Ms. Caparelli,
Marie Charlton.
Mr. Charleston,
Shannon Hancock.
Mrs. Charlton,
Marie Charlton?
Mrs. Hancock,
Shannon Hancock.
Mr. Price,
Marie Charlton?
Mrs. Thomas.
Shannon Hancock.
yeah.
The chair will entertain a motion to nominate Marie Charlton as Board of Education President for a 2-year term.
So moved?
Second?
Roll call, please, Mrs. McMahon.
Mr. Armstrong,
Yes.
Ms. Caparelli,
Yes.
Mr. Charleston,
Yes.
Mrs. Charlton,
Yes.
Mrs. Hancock,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas.
Yes.
Then the chair will take nominations for Vice President for the Board of Education.
I move that Diane Thomas be nominated for office of Vice President of the Community Unit School District 201.
Are there any other nominations?
I would like to nominate Joel Price for the 2-year term of Vice President of School Board 201.
Are there any other nominations? Then we will again go around and take a roll call. If you could state your preference, please, Mrs. McMahon.
Mr. Armstrong,
Joel Price.
Ms. Caparelli,
Joel Price.
Mr. Charleston,
Diane Thomas.
Mrs. Charlton,
Joel Price.
Mrs. Hancock,
Diane Thomas.
Mr. Price,
Joel Price?
Mrs. Thomas.
Diane Thomas.
The chair will entertain a motion to nominate Joel Price as Board of Education Vice President for a 2-year term.
So moved?
Mr. Armstrong,
Yes.
Ms. Caparelli,
Yes.
Mr. Charleston,
Yes.
Mrs. Charlton,
Yes.
Mrs. Hancock,
I'll second it, and yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas.
Yes.
The chair will take nominations for the Board of Education Secretary. I would like to nominate Mary Kay Caparelli for Board of Education Secretary. Any other nominations? The chair will entertain a motion to nominate Mary Kay Caparelli as Board of Education Secretary for a 2-year term.
So moved?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong,
Yes.
Ms. Caparelli,
Yes.
Mr. Charleston,
Yes.
Mrs. Charlton,
Yes.
Mrs. Hancock,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Mrs. Thomas.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is appointment of board committees. And Kevin had sent out an email. We polled the board members as to which committees they want to be on. There are 4 standing board committees: Finance Committee, Policy and Communication Committee, Buildings and Ground Committee, and the Climate Committee. I will read off the names of each one, and if anybody has any, if I'm incorrect at all, please let me know. Where do I have this? Finance Committee, Gary Armstrong, Mary Kay Caparelli, Shannon Hancock. Okay. Policy Communication Committee, Diane Thomas, Dan Charleston, Joel Price. Buildings and Grounds Committee, Gary Armstrong, Shannon Hancock. Climate Committee, Diane Thomas, Joel Price. Okay, is that correct? Did we capture everyone's wants? Okay. Then those will be the standing 4 board committees. The next item on the agenda is the establishment of board meeting dates, times, and places. If you will look in your orange folders, there is one change, and that is the July meeting, and that is to accommodate our budget.
The budget process,
The budget
right?
process.
If we went as early as what was first posed for July, that would, the tentative budget would not be developed at that point in time, and then if we wait until August to approve a tentative budget, we run into a problem with being able to display it for 30 days. So by moving our board meeting back later in July, we're able to accommodate those timelines.
Any comments? Then the chair will entertain a motion that the next meeting of the Community Unit School District 201 Board of Education be held on May 10th, 2011, and that the regular meetings hereafter be held as identified on the notice of schedule of regular meetings of the Board of Education as amended.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. One quick question, clarification. Our agreement with the village expires in July.
Correct.
I assume that we're going to revisit that and make sure that we're all, sort of good to go going forward on the locations here.
Right. Right, we'll, at our at our May 10th meeting, that'll be one of the discussion items is the agreement and whether or not the board wants to continue that agreement, and then Kim and I will work with the village administration to modify that agreement and then bring it back to the board for approval.
Great.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is the appointment of SACID and IASB representatives. Joel Price has been the SACID rep in the past, and he has expressed a desire to do that again. We are asking if there is anybody that would like to serve as the alternate.
I'll serve as the alternate.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion to appoint Joel Price as District 201's representative to the SACID Board of Control and Mary Kay Caparelli as an alternate.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The district also needs a delegate representative to the Illinois Association School Board. Shannon Hancock has volunteered for that position. So the chair will entertain a motion to appoint Shannon Hancock as District 201's Illinois Association of School Boards delegate representative.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next item on the agenda are board reports. The one thing I would like to just state is I came to last night's village board meeting, and I heard something that I thought I would mention, and that the village board considered a motion and approved a proclamation declaring the week of May 1st through May 7th, 2011 as Public Service Recognition Week. So I just wanted to mention that as a thank you to all of the public servants. Okay, then also wanted to ask if our new board members would like to make a comment or make a statement.
Go
Shannon?
ahead, Gary.
Very briefly, I just wanted to thank the voters of District 201 for the opportunity. I look forward to working very hard for everybody. Thank you.
Again, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve all of you and the kids of this district. I hope I don't disappoint.
Thank you. Shannon?
I'd just like to say thank you to the community for being involved in the process and to all of my supporters for their time, their energy, their effort, their commitment to the campaign as well as to the ongoing success of our schools. It was a long and arduous process that was condensed into an incredibly brief period of time with a very lasting impact for our students and our schools. And I am humbled and honored to have participated and ultimately have been selected. And I look forward to focusing now on the work of the board. Thank you.
Then the next meeting of the Board of Education is May 10th, 2011, 7 o'clock. And before we do adjourn, I just wanted to invite everyone to stay. We have cake in the adjoining room to congratulate our outgoing board members and welcome our new board members. So the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.